Wall Street's shadow state, intelligence, tech, and the dollar playbook. One. The CIA's founding crew was basically Wall Street. The Central Intelligence Agency, CIA, was, from its inception, disproportionately staffed by individuals from Wall Street, namely elite lawyers, bankers, and financiers. This alignment wasn't incidental. It seeded a durable revolving door between Wall Street and U.S. intelligence agencies, forming what one might irreverently call the Ivy League deep state. Over decades, the CIA has operated less as a neutral arm of public service and more as a mechanism for protecting the interests of powerful American multinationals. Case in point, its early coup operations in Guatemala and Iran, which were executed in service of United Fruit and Anglo-American oil companies, respectively. Subsequent interventions, such as in Chile, followed this pattern, suppressing nationalization efforts that threatened Western corporate profits. Footnote: the CIA's corporate roots are traceable to Wall Street elites who structured the agency to serve private commercial interests from day one. 2. ARPANET, Vietnam, and the surveillance genesis. The Internet did not emerge from altruistic innovation, it was born in war. ARPANET, the Internet's forerunner, was a Pentagon counterinsurgency tool during the Vietnam War, closely linked to the Phoenix program, which pioneered military use of databases to target suspected dissidents. These early efforts laid the foundation for what would become pervasive, global surveillance infrastructure. Operation Condor in South America used similar technology and logic. Over time, the Internet evolved into a commercially palatable system, but the intelligence agenda remained. Footnote: the Internet originated as a military surveillance system designed to track and eliminate threats, not share memes. 3. Big Tech's inception wasn't exactly organic. Major tech firms did not rise purely through entrepreneurial genius, many were effectively handpicked. Facebook, for instance, mirrored DARPA's failed LifeLog project. Palantir evolved from Total Information Awareness, another shelved government surveillance proposal. Oracle was birthed directly out of CIA contracts. These companies functioned as private sector extensions of the national security state. Google's origin story, too, features direct links to U.S. intelligence via DARPA and In-Q-Tel, the CIA's VC arm. Footnote: the tech giants of Silicon Valley were often incubated with intelligence funding and surveillance goals in mind. 4. Venture capital and the intelligence economy. The CIA launched In-Q-Tel in the late 1990s to embed itself in Silicon Valley's startup scene. The goal? Influence technological trajectories by seeding companies aligned with U.S. strategic interests. This wasn't philanthropy, it was about shaping the digital infrastructure of the future. Through equity stakes and advisory roles, intelligence-linked venture capital has ensured symbiotic relationships between government surveillance and commercial tech platforms. Footnote: In-Q-Tel exists to guarantee that the CIA doesn't just monitor the digital economy, it designs it. 5. Rebranding surveillance, public outcry versus private acceptance. Programs like Total Information Awareness faced massive backlash when introduced as government-run. But when resurrected under private corporations like Palantir, the resistance largely evaporated. Intelligence agencies increasingly outsource controversial operations to the private sector, sidestepping public accountability. This privatization model has also been emulated by Israeli intelligence, creating a loophole through which state-level surveillance proceeds unchecked. Footnote: when surveillance is labeled private, the public stops panicking, even if the snooping stays the same. 6. The Snowden leaks and corporate complicity. Documents leaked by Edward Snowden revealed deep collaboration between U.S. intelligence and major tech corporations. Companies willingly handed over vast troves of user data for warrantless surveillance. This relationship, ongoing and under-scrutinized, has turned many private entities into de facto intelligence proxies. These firms, coincidentally, are also the dominant political donors shaping U.S. elections and policies, amplifying their influence beyond the marketplace. Footnote: the same companies storing your selfies are also funneling your metadata to three-letter agencies. 7. The empire protects its currency, with bombs if necessary. The U.S. has historically responded with extreme force when the primacy of the dollar is challenged. Iraq's pivot to selling oil in euros preceded the 2003 invasion. Libya's Gaddafi attempted to establish a gold-backed currency, the dinar, threatening both U.S. and French financial interests, and met NATO's wrath in 2011. These regime changes weren't just about WMDs or human rights. They were about currency dominance and protecting the economic underpinnings of U.S. hegemony. Footnote: waging war for the dollar isn't a conspiracy theory, it's foreign policy. 8. Stable coins, the digital dollar, and controlled dependence. Dollarization through traditional means has previously devastated financial sovereignty in Latin America, as seen in Ecuador and El Salvador. Today, the same goal is being pursued using stablecoins, digital tokens pegged to the U.S. dollar but operated by private entities with tight links to U.S. intelligence and treasury networks. Companies like Zoppo and Satellogic are heavily staffed by former government and Wall Street insiders. The strategy? Export financial dependency under the banner of innovation. Footnote: stablecoins offer the same old dollar leash, just with a shinier, blockchain buckle. 9. PayPal Mafia, Tether, and the Reverse Musk Effect. Tether began as a financial instrument but is now branching into satellites and biotech. Meanwhile, Elon Musk, PayPal's famous alum, started with satellites and brain chips, and is now turning X, formerly Twitter, into a quasi-bank. It's a convergence of surveillance, finance, and infrastructure. The people behind these companies, often ex-PayPal, CIA adjacent, and politically connected, are not merely innovating. They are consolidating control over communication, currency, and cognition. Footnote: Silicon Valley's elite are creating a full-spectrum dominance platform, with PayPal as the launchpad. 10. Argentina, from coup economics to crypto captivity. Argentina has long been a proving ground for economic warfare. From dictatorship-era debt traps to the 2001 collapse, external actors, including Wall Street and the IMF, have engineered dependency. Today's push toward stablecoin usage is no accident. Debt for land and resource swaps continue under new names and flashy tech. Political corruption enables this, often unapologetically. As stablecoins rise, Argentinians are once again being sold financial salvation by the same forces that created the crisis. Footnote: Argentina's economic wounds weren't just self-inflicted, they were expertly choreographed. 11. Bitcoin, fiat hypocrisy, and controlled opposition. Prominent Bitcoin influencers argue that crypto is the antidote to fiat tyranny. Yet many of these same voices accept funds from Tether, a stablecoin deeply entangled with dollar interests. This creates an ideological paradox, opposing central banks while aligning with their digital proxies. The result is a hybrid system where Bitcoin becomes a vehicle not for liberation, but for entrenching U.S. monetary dominance under a libertarian brand. Footnote: when Bitcoin rides shotgun to the dollar, it's not a revolution, it's a rerun.